What's going on, everybody? This is Joe.
And Amy.
And we are back with more of this Ikoria Lair of Behemoths draft, where we are in Simic colors with a pangolin on our deck box.
Yeah.
Last time we won, we earned 2 wins. Don't worry about it.
We lucked out. We got 2 wins.
Feel free to watch the last video to see what we're talking about. And now we will hopefully continue on that run of earning victories.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
In this game, we come up against Thanks for the Memories.
Aw.
It's a good song.
No, they weren't so great.
Oh no! Do we do this?
What?
So we only have green, so we can't cast blue, blue, or blue. But Adventurous Impulse lets us look at the top 3 to look for a blue. I would
seem really excited about it.
Yeah, I would keep this. Yeah. Because
Fine.
even if those top 3 cards are not a blue land, we then put those, like we keep one and put the rest on the bottom, and then that 4th one could be the blue land as well.
Yeah. Fine. Not happy about it though. I want you
Ooh,
to know.
they mulliganed. They have Platinum Angel on their sleeves
That's
too.
pretty sweet.
It's a great card. God, I used to play with that card so often on tabletop, in kitchen table, I should say, in high school. We got there.
Nice.
Yep. Which means next turn is Ominous Seas. Yep. And then we have Anticipate after that. That's great. God. So good. Okay. No complaints here. We drew a card. Hey, look, it's a green land. Actually, that's perfect because it gets us Gigantha on turn 5.
Yeah.
We can anticipate at the end of their turn. They have a Bastion of Remembrance. Sure. Whenever one of their creatures dies, we lose a life, they gain a life. Pass to attackers, and then we will anticipate. 1 goes into our hand, and the rest go on the bottom in any order. So I would say it's either Ivy Elemental or Wingspan Mentor.
That go on the bottom?
No,
Or
that
go
we
into our
take.
hand?
That we take, yeah.
Ivy Elemental.
I like it. We drew another land. It's not ideal, but that's 4, so we can Capture Sphere something. We can also Ivy Elemental as a 3/3. Is that better?
I don't know.
Because we don't know what they're going to play, so X equals 3. Sure. We will Ivy Elemental as a 3/3. Turn 5 we have Gigantha. Turn 6 we have the Terran.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. Just playing stuff on curve, you know? I will absolutely block. If they decide to like go all in on the Bastion, I will absolutely block this 1/1. Nope. Mutual destruction, sack 1, destroy the other. That's also fine. We drew another card. It is another land, which sucks.
But we're up to 3 already on our seas.
Exactly. And we have 5/5. On curve. We don't need any more land, so please don't give it to us. Okay, they will mutate, which, by the way, means that it can stay tapped then. Works for me. But that means... God damn it, I said no more land. What the hell? We probably Capture Sphere on their turn, but let's attack first. Yeah, that instead of the Terran makes sense to me here.
Okay.
We'll just keep up Capture Sphere, hope that they overextend. They sure did!
Yeah!
Hell yeah! And we get to discard a card. Oh no. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. That's so good. They overextended with all of their mana. Oh no. I'll discard this land. Hey, we drew a land!
That we still don't want.
Nope. Alright, take another 5. You're at 11. We'll play this Terran and give it hexproof. Perfect. Oh, do we play land? I'll play this this land, and leave the other one in our hand for them to think that they're going to get us by making us discard a card if they want to mutate onto that further. I would think that they don't want that.
Yeah, I would think that.
It looks like they can kill Giganta. No, they have Bushmeat Creature. Oh, so they gain 8 life. That's fine. I mean, it sucks, but it's fine in the grand scheme of things, to be honest. Let's swing out for 9, or 8, excuse me, that's how math works. And we'll play an Essence Symbiote. Yeah, so at any point they can sack their Cavern Whisperer to gain 8 life and draw a card.
Oh.
But then they go to 11, and we can hit them for 10 on our turn. And in 2 turns we have an 8/8 off of the Ominous Seas. By the way, at this point in the game, because don't forget, Ominous Seas has cycling, so at this point in the game, if we drew Ominous Seas, we would just be able to cycle it. Like, because we have 3 of them.
Yeah.
We just drew another land, because screw us, I guess. Let's go to combat. Attack with both. Obviously, they could have something in hand, but otherwise, yeah, they block. And then, once the blocks have gone through... Oh, okay. I guess they can search for land, but it was the only one they could because they only had 1 green. And then they... Okay. We lose 1, they gain 1, and they gain 8. So now they go back to 8 after all that damage. Another one of their creatures died, so they're at 9, and we will end our turn.
That's not that bad.
It's not.
They're at 9, and they have no creatures on the field, so...
Yep. And we get an 8/8 on our turn.
Yeah. What?
We could actually just do it on their turn as well. Like, there's not necessarily a reason to put the 8/8 on the field and give them a whole turn to respond to it. We just do it at the end of their turn after they've passed, make the 8/8, and then on our turn it's still able to attack without them having a chance to respond to it.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't say anytime you can make a sorcery. No, it does not. Or play a sorcery. So yeah. They're trying to figure out how they win. Or live, I should say. At least. Extinction event.
Oh.
So, even gets rid of... Wow, they only got rid of Giganta. Okay. I'm okay with that, I guess. There's a Hornbash Mentor. Ah, damn it. But then we have to give them the opportunity. Like, I'd rather... Well, no, I guess we put the Trample on the Hexproof guy. Why not? Because then we can start putting counters on it. We don't need to put counters on an 8/8. +1/+1 counters, that is.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I'm going to attack with both. If they really want to trade with my 2/2, they can feel free. But I'm just trying to deal as much damage as possible. Wow, they just take it all. Okay.
Dang.
Alright, they're at 4. They can mill 2. They milled a land and a Honey Mammoth. Eerie Ultimatum. Return any number of permanents with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's why they milled 2. Alright, so they get a Honey Mammoth, which gains them 4 life. They have a lot of stuff. It resolves. That's a very good card for them.
Yeah. They were just running out the clock so they could acquire enough mana to play that fucking game.
I guess so. But we also have an 8/8. Ooh. Okay. We drew Mystic Subdual.
Yes.
That's really good. Okay, let's go to combat. And we will attack just with the 8/8 and the 3/6. Then, depending on how they block, we can dole out some Mystic Subdual. We can use the Hornbash Mentor to give this another counter. We got lots of options here. 2. Okay. That could be their only block on the Kraken. That's totally fine. Obviously, they're leaning on their Bastion very heavily here.
Yeah.
Because any of their creatures that die, they that's their only blocks. So we just put another counter on this, and it lives. So we don't have to use the Mystic Subdual. That's fine. They can go get a land onto the battlefield tapped. Perfect. Okay. Then we go to damage. Sure. We lose one, they gain one. And then we'll end our turn. We're probably going to end up using this on the 2/3 flyer, I guess.
I feel like this is going down a bit more oddly than I expected it to.
That's what happens when they play 7 mana rare ultimatums that you cannot anticipate at all.
No, I mean after they've played that, this is going down more oddly than I figured it would.
Okay, so we can block the Honey Mammoth and use the Mystic Subdual on the Vulpikeet, I guess? Does that make sense? I think that makes sense.
Yeah, because I guess the only ability we would be trying to block is discarding a card, which ain't gonna hurt us.
Well, or the Bushmeat Poacher. We could block the Bushmeat Poacher's ability, because now they're able to gain life by sacking things, and then they make us lose life in the process and stuff, so... but yeah, we're gonna take 4 here. This doesn't have trample, right? So we take 4. And 7. Ah, Convolute, a counterspell. Just what we need. That's sarcasm. We don't need that. Interesting. They have good blockers. At least, well, whatever. They have blockers that will die. And that they can sacrifice. I guess we gotta hold off. This sucks. That's alright, though. It makes their attacks that much worse, which is good. Because the two things they attacked with, the 6/6 and the 4/4... Alright, so they're gonna sack the Vulpikeet and gain 3 life and draw a card. It's okay. We still have Convolute up, and technically at the end of their turn, we can do this for the hell of it and make this a 5/8.
Okay.
Because why not? Yeah! Countered unless you pay 4. That's what I thought you said. See ya.
You thought we didn't need the Convolute.
Did I say that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Beautiful. The funny thing is, if they had waited until their turn to do that, instead of getting super greedy and doing it at the end of our turn, we would have... that Convolute would have done nothing. Because the Blade Banish only costs 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they'd be able to pay the 4. Wow. Okay. So we're going to take 3? Ooh, interesting. That's really good for them.
Yeah.
No, in fact, I think they win now. Yeah, in fact, I think they definitely win now. Because we're at 6. They only have 5 creatures, though. So as long as we block effectively, we can kill everything on their side of the field. We will have to trade our Hornbash. Oh, it's got Menace. Yeah, so we have to... No, then we lose. Damn it. That sucks. Yep. We might as well use it to pump up the Terran, but that's irrelevant. Ooh. +1/+1 and indestructible. I mean, the Kraken doesn't die, but neither does the Honey Mammoth now. And the Skull Prophet deals 4 to us. One of their creatures dies. And so we go to 1. And then they can Bushmeat Poacher anything they want. And we lose. So, yeah. That's the game. Yep. They sack the Penguin, Bastion kills us. Wow. That was an interesting game.
That was good.
Ultimatum won them that game. Otherwise, they had lost it a while ago. But yes.
That's the thing, though. Like, we were worried that this deck wasn't going to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of got those first 2 wins sort of handed to us. But that one was like an actual game. Where, like, at one point, I really thought we might actually win.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
I don't know. That was fun. That was interesting.
Oh, it was a good game.
Of
It was absolutely a good game. It's, you know, the ultimatum loss feels a little bad, but it was good. It worked out nicely for them. Variute, something like that. 2 mana,
Marriott.
2 mana, 3 mana, 3 mana. So
Like the Marriott.
sure.
The V.
Except there's a U in it.
Oh. I thought it was a no.
Nope.
Well, fine. I just didn't look at it very well.
So Ominous Seas on 2, Gnar on 3. Ooh. Maybe Ominous Seas on 3 as well. That's spectacular. You want these early.
Yeah, you do.
Sure, I'll take some damage from the Essence Symbiote. Oh, look! We have our own. But still, it's Ominous Seas, number 2. I would love some more land, I won't lie to you. For 3, do we play... I guess we play the Symbiote before we play the Gnar?
We just mirror them, except we have 2 Ominous Seas. That'd be great.
The Prickly Marmoset. Amy's favorite. 18. So, no chance. We did not draw the land. But let's play the Symbiote. God, if we're going to be so low on land, this is going to suck. Oh, Mystic Subdual is actually the perfect thing for the Marmoset.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's really good. Yep, no blocks. Oh, they're afraid of us trading with the Symbiote. Good to know. Good to know. The interesting thing with putting the Subdual on the Marmoset is that Essence Symbiote's ability would still work. If they were to mutate onto this, it wouldn't have First Strike, but the Marmoset would still give it a +1/+1 counter.
Okay.
Which would still count against the even with the Mystic Subdual. Very interesting. Ah, the Glowstone Records. Jesus. It's a 5/6. Okay, well we could Adventurous Impulse for a land, which I would love. Yeah. We only had 1 land in our top 3 cards.
Dumb.
Yeah, it's a little dumb. But that's fine. Now, what do we do with this?
Give it flying.
Yeah. I was thinking of doing that in general. Obviously, against this 5/6 with reach, it's terrible.
Yeah.
But before that, it seemed great. Oh, man. I still want a Mystic Subdual this. It's just that this... all these abilities going away feels pretty good, but it's still a 5/6. I just don't want it to get bigger than an 8/8.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass, and then if we feel like we have to do this, then we'll do it. Otherwise, we have Anticipate. I feel like we're going to have to do this on the 5/6, which will make it a 3/6. Yeah, they're attacking with it. They attack with both, yeah. Best I can do. It's a 3/6. We'll take 5 and go to 11, which sucks.
Yuck.
Yep. Yep. Okay. They still have 5 mana, so... if we draw a land, we can play Giganta, which is a fine blocker for everything they have going on. Hey, a Momentum. So yeah, same. And we drew a land. Hell yeah. Ominous Seas. Alright, Giganta. What do you got for us? No attacks. Hopefully next turn we can put the Gnar on the symbiote.
Put the Gnar on the symbiote.
I was actually thinking literally the exact same thing.
Really?
Yes, I just chose it.
Why?
I guess it's the way that I said it. Okay, so they play Lutri, copying the Lead the Stampede. So they look at the top 5 cards of their library, get creatures, then look at the top 5 cards of their library, get creatures. They got 1 out of the top 5, the first set of top 5.
But they got such a good one.
It's a very good one. And then 2 more, Mosscoat and the Tigerilla. Although they're empty, they're tapped out now, so that's good for us. Oh, we have captures. Interesting. Do we just do this? Just get a bunch of blockers and go to town? Over top, it's a 4/4. We gain 2 life and go to 15. And we don't attack. They got some scary stuff coming up, but I'm not too worried about... I guess I'm worried about the 6/6. Why wouldn't I be? But whatever they mutate onto will probably get tapped down. Okay. They have exactly 6 mana, so they can only play one of these 3 things, if they play any of them. And in 3 turns, we have an 8/8. And then in 4 turns, we have an 8/8.
Nice.
Yes. That happens. Oh. They chose not to fight? Did I miss something? They have a 10/10 first strike. It doesn't have trample, though. Oh, or does it? No, it does not. So that resolves. Pass to blockers. Oh, this has to block it. I see. That was what it was. I thought it was a fight. I forgot. So yeah, Giganta will block it. Go to first strike. Okay. No problem. Giganta is dead. We still only have 5 mana, which sucks. Interesting. Well, we can play Frostlinks and, like, tap this down. Doesn't seem like the best play in the world, but it'll work. And then we have Anticipate in at the end of their turn to get something else. The problem is I want to land. It's just that I don't want to Anticipate for a land.
Yeah, that's dumb.
But I guess it depends on what our top 3 looks like. If there's something incredible in there that helps us for 5 or less, we'll take that. If not, we'll take a land. That's all. We do have Capture Sphere still, which is nice. I'm just waiting for them to use the Sterix on something, and then I want to tap the Sterix down with the Capture Sphere. If we can hold out 2 more turns, we have our first of 2 8/8s. There is the Sterix. Okay, that seems great. Okay, so they get a Bristling Bull. That's not bad. Pass to attackers. No attacks. Alright, let's anticipate on their turn. Yeah, so there's Ivy Elemental, Brushwog, or land. Ivy Elemental's not bad, but it doesn't really help us here yet. I think I'm okay with losing both of these to get this island. By losing, I mean it goes on the bottom of our library.
Yeah.
But why? What do you think?
Fine. I don't know.
Well, so the Ivy Elemental would be a 4/4.
Yeah, that's not great.
It's not great. So I'm going to take this land. Even if we draw another land, that's fine. Yes, totally fine. We're going to play this. 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can Capture Sphere at instant speed, and I don't think we need to give anything flying. So we'll pass for now. But we will have Capture Sphere on the Sterix. if and when they... Again, if they overextend, the problem is the Sterix's mutate ability is fine. Like, they will get 2 permanents. It's just that one of them will likely be a land. We hope it's a land. We also hope that with the double lead the Stampede that they did earlier, that they've hopefully sifted through most of the creatures in their deck at this point, so that, like, the Sterix isn't going to be getting a ton more creatures for them. Hopefully. We just can't let them go to attackers before we do the Capture Sphere. Although, is it double strike until end of turn? Where is it putting it? On the Prickly Marmoset. It's going to be a 5-powered first strike creature.
But don't we get a Kraken?
Next turn. So that resolves. They discarded a Blister Spit Gremlin to draw a card. Before they pass to attackers, I guess I tap down the 6/6. Problem is we're going to have to use the Frostlinks to block the Cloud Piercer. Okay. They still attack us with... Ooh, with both, huh? Okay. Actually, that's fine. We'll block here and here. Because we get an 8/8. So I don't mind doing this at all. We lose the 2/2, but it was what we had to do to stop the 5/4, and then those two trade. Which is fantastic. And we drew a Gust of Wind. That's pretty nice. So, the cool thing is, we can actually... Do we give the 8/8 flying?
Yes. Is that a question?
Well, again, same rationale as before. Okay, that's fine. Let's do this. Give the 8/8 flying. And actually, the funny thing is, this draws us a card, so we get the other 8/8 this turn too, if we want.
Nice.
But we'll do it... well, this is a sorcery, so we have to do this now. This is Prickly Marmoset or that. We could bounce... Ugh. Interesting. Interesting. It's probably still Cloud Piercer that we block here. It's just that whatever they put the Cloud Piercer on, like, they still have to replay all that stuff. So yeah, for tempo purposes, it'll be this. We draw a card, we get another 8/8 on their turn. Yep, it's a land. That's fine. I'd rather that happen now than on our actual turn where we need gas. This was a free card that we drew off this, so not a problem whatsoever. We can't attack. We will use this on their turn, don't worry. I did not forget. So they can mutate onto Lutri, but... Or they could, like... I don't think they can do both Prickly Marmoset and Cloud Piercer in the same turn. What's the mutate? 4? So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They can. They can actually exactly do that, but that's fine. That would be their whole turn to just put that creature back on the field.
Yeah.
And we can kill it with either of our 8/8s. So...
True.
Now, this does not have reach anymore, notably. So this would be the only reach thing they have to be able to block this 8/8 flyer on our turn. Tigerilla comes down with Menace or Trample. It's Menace, sure. We will still have two 8/8s. It's just that, obviously, we would want to be attacking with at least one of them. They're thinking about stuff. They have 3 left, so the... Ooh, I was going to say the Marmoset, but they play the Goriak. Okay. Pass to attackers. And before our turn, we will make an 8/8 with an attack. We drew another land, so that's unfortunate. But it's fine. Let's go to combat. Ooh, they can't block this at all. It's a free 8 damage because they didn't play a reach creature. So they're at 14 now. And we end our turn.
Nice.
Seems okay.
Now.
They do have a lot of things. Obviously, their 4/3 has Menace. So it might get in for 4. But I think it was worth it to attack them for 8. Oh, right. It could end up being a 5/4 because of the Cloud Piercer. Which is, again, probably fine. If they stall out the game for a long time, then we will still have... We're just going to have inevitability with more and more 8/8s.
Nice.
Over and over. Like, it's going to take forever.
I don't think they'll stall it that long.
No, I don't either. But if they do, like, they're gumming up the board a bit. And if we have to keep them back to block, right? Like, this has Menace. If they start making this big, then we'll just keep both of the 8/8s back to block. They won't attack. Yes, so they're doing the same thing they did before. They can discard one of the 2 cards in their hand. Presumably one of them is a land to draw a card. It is not a land. It's a Spell Eater Wolverine. Pass to attackers. And then I guess before our turn, we might as well make this a 9/9. We drew another land because... Thanks. Let's go to combat. Attack for 9 in the air. Bring them to 5. Unless they block. They can block. They don't. So they go to 5. And then we end our turn.
Okay.
So, on board, they have 2 more turns with this 9/9. 1 turn to block with their 5/4, and then 1 more turn to die. So they need to figure out something to save themselves from a 9/9, possibly 10/10 flyer. Quickly. They do have 3 cards in hand. They discarded the Spell Eater Wolverine to draw one of those 3, and they just drew one on their turn. The other one's been in their hand for a bit, which means presumably it can't help them, because otherwise they would have played it. The one that we don't know about. Or that they've had for a while, I should say. Ah, the Greater Sandworm. It's a 7/7 that can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. So we can still block with the 8/8, which is nice. Pass to attackers. No attacks. Did we just do this again? I mean, why not? Otherwise, we're leaving that open, right? 10/10. God damn it, Arena. Wow. Okay, so do we hold off? I guess we hold off for now. Pass. Sure. I'll just wait until I get more 8/8s if I have to. They drew a land. I don't see how they attack here, but maybe they do. Okay, might as well. Sure, it's an 11/11. Yeah, we drew a creature finally. Okay, or an anything that's not a land finally, I should say.
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
For once.
So what do we have? 11, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Fertilid would get us 13 out of our 17 land out of our deck to, like, thin it out even further. Do we attack or do we wait? Let's attack in the air. Sure. You have to block it. It's your only chance. Okay, and... Perfect.
Okay.
Alright, so they have 1 more turn. If they don't have a response to our Kraken, they are dead. They cycle Migration Path to draw a card. And... if they're desperate, they will attack with everything right now.
Hopefully they're not.
Ooh, they didn't attack with anything. Alright, so we'll activate the Wingspan Mentor. We'll activate the Fertilid to ourselves. And get a green. Yeah, we only had 6 land left in our deck. Sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey, a Terran! That can also have flying.
Yeah.
Let's go to combat and see what happens if we just attack with this 12/12. Do we win? Yep, they can... Okay.
Nice.
Alright, so maybe that one turn where I held off, I was being a little overcautious, but I prefer a little bit of overcaution as opposed to just running into some type of trap and then losing miserably.
Yeah.
But turns out double Omnisci's pretty good.
Yeah.
We got a free card. Call of the Death Dweller.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
And it does not. Oh, it does say first.
Yeah, it still says first. Whatever. I don't trust it anymore.
I know.
Because it's lied to me before, Arena. All right, so that is going to be the end. That was good.
That was a pretty good game.
I liked it.
Damn.
I liked it a lot. It was
A lot of
little
back and forth.
Yeah, and a little nerve-wracking at points there as well. And we got our first loss. We are 3-1 in a deck that we were not very confident with regardless.
Yeah.
So that's pretty impressive.
I honestly thought that we would play 3 games, lose them all, and then be done with it.
Yeah, we made the joke, right, at the end of the draft video where we said, put your guess for what the final record of this deck would be, but I would not have guessed that it would be 3-1 at any point.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is not the final record by any means.
It's a contender now, I
Yeah,
feel like.
yeah, I like this one. Okay, well, hey, stay tuned. We will be back with another one of these videos to continue to see how much further we can possibly get. We have 4 more wins to max out the wins, or 2 more losses to max out the losses. So stay tuned to the channel. Feel free to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications to be notified when all of our videos come out, but specifically, obviously, the next one in this series. And feel free to do all the other fun YouTube stuff as well. Obviously, liking, commenting, subscribing, ringing the bell for notifications, as I said, sharing, checking out our other channels and series. All of that helps us out immensely, and we really do appreciate it. So thank you in advance. But for now, that is going to be the end for us here at the Geek for All family of channels. I have been Joe.
And I'm Amy.
And as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.